As I was going through the work and the learnings and the Soul Safari actual workshop content, all of these messages were continually being reinforced to me. And even to the extent there was one of the teachings that we went through, which was, where do you give your energy? And what do you do? Are you an energy taker or are you an energy giver? And then sitting there, one of these beautiful places that we stayed, so we stayed at 3 different lodges, and on the second lodge, sitting outside, and we were in one of these glamping tent things on the river, which was just beautiful, and watching the baboons in the trees across the river, and they're noisy and they're screaming, and there's all these fights going on all the time. And the coach at the time said, I've sat here for hours and watched these, and they're so interesting because there's a pecking order. And if you look at it, the head baboon, he's sitting there right at the top. And then he's got his 2 little sergeants here. And then there's like more, all the way down to the tiniest little baboons, the little babies. And what you see is happen is that the tiny little baboons start fighting. Fight. And then one of them has a bigger brother who comes in and bashes this one up, who happens to have a bigger brother who bashes this one up. And there's this fighting and this pecking order going on. And here's this big baboon sitting up there, not stressed, hearing the noise, hearing the screams. There's a war going on in the tree below him. And it's not until it gets up to the sergeant, and the sergeant gets involved and the other sergeant gets involved, and this big baboon looks down and just goes whack. And it stops, and then it starts again. And he doesn't waste his energy on all of this stuff going on, which really kind of allowed me to sit in the learning of the course that we were in, which was basically, where do you give your energy? Are you letting all the chatter, all the noise distract your energy, or do you know what your job is? Are you focused on what that is, which is for that entire, I'm going to call them tribe, for that entire tribe of baboons? I think they called something more interesting, actually. His job is to keep them safe. He's on watch out. He's looking out. His job is to perpetuate the continuation of his tribe. That's it. Procreate, perpetuate, food, water, safety.